Yo, what's up, Cancer? Welcome to your monthly forecast. This is for May of 2018. Cancer, a lot of important astrology going on this month. We've got a new moon that's going to occur mid-month, and then we have Uranus, which is going to be changing signs, and that's really rare because Uranus doesn't really change signs very often. And I think some of you can breathe a sigh of relief because Uranus has been in your sector that has to do with your career for quite some time, and Uranus can be very unpredictable. So I feel that this change is very good for you, Cancer, because it's going to bring more stability to your professional life. It's not, I mean, this Uranus is just so unpredictable, and it's been in your career sector for so long that I feel that some of you might have forgotten what it's like to have things that are just going on an even pace when it comes to professional matters. So Uranus is going to shift mid-month into an area that has to do with social media, technology, friendships for you. But it's only going to dip its toes there a little bit. It's going to retrograde and go back and forth. And I'll talk about that more later in the forecast. But at the end of this forecast, or excuse me, at the end of this month, there's a full moon. And then throughout the month of May 2018, the sun is going to be in an area for you, Cancer, that has to do with social media, has to do with technology, has to do with friendship. So if you think you're on social media a lot now, well, guess what? When the sun's in this area for the first 3 weeks of May, you're going to be frequenting social media a lot more. Some of you are going to be posting more than you usually do. Others of you are going to be involved with your friendships more than you usually are. There could be more of a use of technology in your life for the first 3 weeks of May. And then the sun's going to shift on May 20th, and your energy level is going to come down a lot. So you're going to have, more of a upbeat feeling for the first 3 weeks of May. But then when the sun shifts on May 20th, it's like, now it's time to just unwind. This is a time to get some rest. This is a time to get, if any of you need to get closure with anything in your life, potentially this is a time for closure. I'm not saying that, all cancers are going to have moments where they need to have closure in their life, but, this would be ideal for that when the sun shifts on May 20th. But those are the main themes for you, Cancer, for the month of May 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on May 1st, Venus will aspect Saturn, which is retrograding. And this is interesting because, depending on if you're single or coupled up, will determine how this influence really affects you. I mean, if you're coupled up, this one's like some of you might be wanting to make some adjustments in your relationship potentially. So if you're in a relationship, potentially you might want to do things, gradually change things a little bit with, the way they are between you and your significant other. So Saturn's in the mix with this influence. So Saturn's changes are gradual. Saturn's a restructure, so it's a gradual restructuring, and some of you might have a diplomatic exchange about that right around May 1st because Venus is there, and Venus is diplomacy. So now if you're single, potentially this is you connecting with somebody who is a long-term prospect. So I'm not saying all cancers are definitely connecting with someone who's a long-term prospect, but Saturn would suggest something that's more long-term. Saturn is the planet of permanence, so if you are flirting it up with somebody right around May 1st, then it's possible that this person is someone who you may eventually be with for a very long time if you do end up with them. On May 6th, the sun will aspect Neptune, and this one's interesting because the areas of your life that are being affected by this are social media, technology, friendships, and then on the other end of the spectrum where Neptune is, it has to do with faraway places, foreign cultures, spirituality. Well, right off the bat, the first thing I see with this aspect is, for those of you who are online looking at spiritual material, well, what are you doing right now? I mean, you're watching an astrology video. So, some of you could be really interested with checking out spiritual stuff that has to do with spirituality online right around May 6th. You may be checking out, your horoscope or, whoever your favorite astrologers are, or potentially some of you are into tarot, numerology, whatever. This is an ideal influence for checking stuff out like that online. Now, for others of you, this could have something to do potentially with social media, some of you, like, these are specific examples, they're not going to resonate for all of you, but for example, some of you might be connecting with someone who's from a cultural background that's different from yours. Potentially you're connected with them via social media, potentially you're DMing, or whatever, or however you want to connect with them online, or potentially even the use of your phone, just even texting. But for others of you, and this is another really specific situation, but if you want to go somewhere far away with friends, or somehow friends, or maybe some of you have friends who are in faraway places potentially, so that's a really specific situation. But some of you might see something like that resonate right around May 6th. On May 11th, the sun will aspect Pluto retrograding, and this one's a little bit deeper. So this also has to do with relationship in your life. And once again, if you are coupled up, this would actually be a good day for maybe you and your significant other to go out somewhere social, and the conversations are going to be a little bit more in depth. So whatever exchanges you're having on May 11th, if you do end up going out with your SO, on May 11th, you really should, with what this aspect would show, go somewhere social. But the exchange that you're going to have is going to be things. It's not going to be about things that are trivial. Now, if you are single, like I said, this is somebody who you're deeply attracted to, or vice versa, on social media. Potentially you're connecting with someone who you met via social media or through friendships potentially. So it's going to resonate differently for all of you. On May 15th, there is a new moon, and this one is in your area of social media, technology, friendships. It's going to hit on May 15th, the 6 months that follow May 15th. New developments and all the things that I just mentioned. What iPhone do you have? Is it outdated? I'm not saying all cancers are going to go upgrade to the iPhone 10 in the 6 months that follow May 15th, but if you need to upgrade any of your technology, the 6 months that follow May 15th are ideal time to do so. Not all cancers are going to be, entering into some cancers might make some new friends, or there might be a new social scene or some sort of new social situation coming in for some of you cancers in the 6 months that follow May 15th. Now, also on May 15th is interesting because this is the big one. This is Uranus shifting into your sector of technology, social media, friendships. And I'm going to talk about how it's going to physically move through the sky first, and then I'm going to talk about what it means astrologically. So on May 15th, Uranus will shift out of your sector of career and into your sector of friendship, social media, technology. It will be there. It will continue to transit that area, and then it'll retrograde in that area. It'll start to retrograde in that area on August 7th. And then it's going to retrograde so much that on November 6th, it's going to move backwards back into your sector of career. Not done yet, sorry. But the good news is that eventually Uranus is going to just move forward again, and then next year it'll move on altogether, and it'll be in your sector of technology, social media, and friendships until April 26, 2026. And why I say it like that is because with Uranus being in that, just like I said in the beginning of the forecast, Uranus being in your sector of career for so long probably brought a lot of unpredictability to your career. It's going to be nice for you to finally have, some, like, in your career, you don't have to worry about things that are just, coming out of left field constantly all the time, or, people are very unpredictable in your professional life. That's going to start to dissipate. It's not completely done yet. Like I said, planet needs to retrograde back and forth. Eventually it'll move on. Once it's settled into your sector of technology, it's going to be a lot easier. This is going to make you, it's going to be there until April 26, 2026. Some of you cancers, I'm not saying all of you, but some of you are going to become more innovative than you ever have before. You're going to be so thinking outside of the box to the point where people are just going to be like, wow, that's amazing. Some of you are really going to captivate people with the ideas that you come up with the ingenuity. And this is really going to bring a fresh perspective to your world. If you think you use social media and technology now, just wait until Uranus is permanently settled. Well, not permanently, but for that long transit. Wait till it transits that area for a very long time. May 18th, Mercury aspecting Saturn. This is positive conversations that can happen with your friendships. They could happen online. This is a good one for establishing a relationship with someone who you met through friends, or potentially you met them through social media. May 22nd, Jupiter aspecting Chiron. Somebody might be sensitive because maybe somebody's attracted to you, but you might have something else going on. Potentially somebody in your career is attracted to you, but you might have something else going on. I'm not saying all of you do. If you don't, then maybe there is somebody in your career that is attracted to you. There might be something there for you, and for some of you. And on May 26th, Venus will oppose Saturn. So they're going to be opposite ends of the sky. Some of you might feel like doing your own thing that day. Maybe there's somebody who's interested in you for a relationship, but you might feel like doing your own thing, or vice versa. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe some of you are interested. Maybe there's something about the connection that's not, completely there. You'll have to see how that's going to aspect your life on May 26th. And on May 29th, there's a full moon. Some of you might see some shifts regarding daily life, potentially work, some shifts there, some health habits are going to be changing. But that's all for you this month, Cancer. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like them on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Thank you very much. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.